What's up, guys? I'm Laura from Reading in Bed, and today is Sunday, December 2nd. So I am here to both review the first story in the short story Advent Calendar and reveal day number 2 story. So let's start with day number 1. Now, first of all, I need to apologize to Seth Fried. So I knew as I was reading this yesterday that Fried was not right, even though that's how it's spelled. And as someone with a similarly short name of German origin that starts with FR and is mispronounced all the time, I do deeply apologize. Although, of course, I couldn't have known and I didn't have time to look it up. But Seth Fried wrote Sea Monster. It's a very short story. It's a bit sort of like I don't know what the word is, sort of like fantasy, I guess. I did like it, although I wish this one had been a little longer because it ended rather abruptly. But I liked where it was going. In this world, everyone has a past life, and it seems like everyone's past life was as some sort of animal, not as a different person. So, like, each human was previously an animal, and some people like to talk about the animal that they were, and some people really don't. And our main character here, actually, she wasn't an animal, she was a monster. She was the sea monster, and her husband was a former sardine. So it's just a just kind of a concept that's put out there. There's not really a lot of action in the story. I would have, maybe liked for it to go just a tad further because it was a really interesting concept and I liked how it was written. But, it's a little taste, it's a little teaser for things to come, I guess, of the short story Advent Calendar. So that was story number 1. Without any further ado, let's go into story number 2. Okay. So this feels like a bit of a longer one. We've got, again, a sort of triangle motif going. I will crack the seal. Okay, so this is Slower by Sarah Levine, or Levine. That sounds like, okay, yeah, she's the author of the novel Treasure Island, and that's with 3 exclamation points. And the short story collection Short Dark Oracles. And this story is copyrighted 2010, so this is a bit of an older one. Maybe it's from that collection, but certainly nothing that I've ever read. It's 20 pages long, and I have heard a lot of good/interesting things about the novel Treasure Island, so I'll just read the very first paragraph to you guys to give you an idea. When Andrea and I were looking for a condo, for the millisecond we thought we might be able to buy, we mentioned the Stinn Park neighborhood to our real estate agent, who pushed her purple glasses up on her nose and said, "Stinn Park? You're thinking of Stinn Park? No, it's very noisy." I'm not sure if we dropped that real estate agent or she dropped us, but after Andrea got her paralegal job and started drinking Mai Tais with lawyers, she explained to me that noisy is code for black. That was against the law. That's what's called steering. We could have turned that lady into the Better Business Bureau. Which confuses me, because now that we live in Stinn Park, I know, it is noisy. People holler on their porches, idle their cars, play loud music and call the police, sometimes on themselves. We moved here in June, but Andrea isn't half as mad at the agent as she is at me. She thinks it's my fault we never bought. Okay, so starting out with maybe some sort of, gentrification type of story, not sure. I wonder if Stinn Park is in Chicago, because that's where Sarah lives, apparently. So I will be taking this with me on my travels today, going to a yoga class. We're doing some tree decorating, stuff like that. Not nearly as busy a day as yesterday. And I'll just quickly check in with you guys on my Chunkster read, The Name of the Rose. So I've made it all the way to page 38. It is a slow read because there is, Latin and footnotes and Roman numerals and stuff like that. But I thought I also might just read one of the good passages I've read in this book so far, and I am posting some on Instagram. This is a reread, but I've really forgotten all the details, and this passage in particular, it's on page 15, and just reminded me that there's nothing new under the sun, and certainly nothing unique about millennials or the complaints people make about them. So, just very briefly. In the past, men were handsome and great. Now they are children and dwarves, but this is merely one of the many facts that demonstrate the disaster of an aging world. The young no longer want to study anything, learning is in decline, the whole world walks on its head, blind men lead others equally blind and cause them to plunge into the abyss, Birds leave the nest before they can fly. The jackass plays the lyre. Oxen dance. Mary no longer loves the contemplative life, and Martha no longer loves the active life. Leah is sterile. Rachel has a carnal eye. Cato visits brothels. Lucretius becomes a woman. Everything is on the wrong path. In those days, thank God, I acquired from my master the desire to learn and a sense of the straight way, which remains even when the path is tortuous. Of course, this is set in 1327, so, kids these days. Really enjoying it, and so far I really only read the first chapter of my other read, Never Let Me Go. This one is just more compelling, I guess, but I am reading both, and I'll continue to check in on those with you, but I'll leave it there for today. Tomorrow's Monday, not sure what time I'll be filming, and maybe the kids will be with me, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching.